On a high-speed fabric line, one shortcut over stacked rolls puts a worker dangerously close to spinning nip rollers. In a textile hall, wide white rolls sit beside a running rewinder. Web is flying, drums spinning. To reach the in-feed, a worker steps onto stacked rolls instead of a platform and leans over an exposed nip point between two rollers. No guard, no rail, machine still energized. As he reaches in to clear the fabric, the moving web suddenly snags and surges toward the nip. The rollers grip the loose material, drawing it deeper until the system strains. Papers shift, alarms buzz, and the coworker slams the stop to halt the motion. Never, ever lean over or reach into unguarded running rollers. Lock out, guard nip points, and use proper platforms, not stacks of product. On a New York highway shoulder, a yellow box truck suddenly veers toward a road crew. A maintenance convoy sits on the narrow shoulder, a dump truck with aeroboard and debris, and a DOT support truck behind it. Workers in high-vis gear move between the trucks while traffic races past just one lane away. The yellow rental truck drifts out of its lane, rides the rumble strip, and impacts the rear work truck. The hit shoves the unit forward. Tools and bags lift, and debris scatters across the windshield. Traffic control locks down the lane, crews reposition behind the vehicles, and the scene is contained. Highway shoulders are active impact zones. Design every work setup so a vehicle that never ever stays in its lane is forced to hit steel, space, and barriers, not people. On a routine height job, one unsecured ladder turns a quick fix into a sudden fall zone. On a cramped work area, a portable ladder is the only access. It's on hard ground, too steep, not tied off or footed. A worker climbs with tools in hand, stretching toward a point off to the side. No platform or guardrail below. As the user overreaches, the center of mass shifts past the rails. The feet skid, the top kicks from the wall, and the ladder rotates outward, sliding toward the walkway. Traffic stops, spotters secure the area, and the ladder is reset with proper angle and tie-offs. Portable ladders become fall hazards the moment they're unstable. Set the right angle, secure base and top, keep 3 points of contact, and never overreach. In a quiet back lot, one casual step near a live cabinet turns ordinary space into a flash zone. It's evening behind a commercial building. A utility truck is parked with work lights on beside an outdoor electrical cabinet. One worker in heavier clothing is operating the gear. A second person, in casual street clothes and a ball cap, wanders up to watch, standing right in front of the cabinet. There's no barricade, no tape, no marked arc flash boundary, just open pavement that lets people drift far too close. The handle is thrown and the enclosure flashes over. An arc forms, venting a bright plasma and pressure wave through the open doors. Ionized gases and metal vapor jet forward. Light saturates the lane and alarms trigger. It became a hot zone and the cabinet smolders as smoke drifts from the vents. Never, ever allow unprotected access inside an arc flash boundary. Set barricades, control the approach distance, and operate energized gear only with ARC-rated PPE and procedures. On a tight street job, one loose overhead screen turns a normal walkthrough into a sudden drop zone. Crews work in a narrow lane between buildings. A long blue privacy screen is slung overhead on light tubing and rope. Workers, carts, and scooters all pass directly beneath it. 4 workers in red vests and helmets walk side by side under the hanging frame. No fixed supports, no bracing, no exclusion zone. A cart clips the lower frame, loading the already shaky supports. The line gives way and the screen drops into the lane. The frame collapses, panels buckle, and hardware scatters. Traffic halts, alarms sound, and the crew isolates the area and stabilizes the overhead system. Letting people move under unstable suspended barriers is something you should never, ever do. Use rated supports, secure overhead loads, and block off the drop zone below. On a dusty backyard tree job, one rushed cut turns a small trunk into a dangerous surprise. 2 workers are taking down a small tree beside a low block wall. One is at the base with a chainsaw, no helmet, no chaps, no eye protection. His partner stands several meters back, shirtless, pulling on a rope tied high in the tree to guide the fall. There's no marked fall zone, no planned escape route, and the saw operator is cutting from the side where the tree is most likely to go. As the cut progresses, the rope is yanked under tension. The hinge parts unevenly and the stem pivots toward the cut side. The trunk drops into the unprotected fall zone. The ground shakes, branches skid, and the crew halts the operation to reset position and mark a clear exclusion area. Always plan the fall direction, clear an escape route, and never cut while standing anywhere the tree can swing, slide, or roll. In a fabrication shop, one improvised roof setup turns a routine install into a platform failure. A large metal booth stands on a wet shop floor. A yellow forklift is being used like a crane to hold roof panels in place. One worker stands on top of the booth. Another balances on a small ladder at the side, both working close to the raised forks. There are no guardrails, no fall protection, and the booth isn't fixed or rated to support people as a platform. Loaded like a work platform, the thin roof skin and framing gives way. The surface buckles, roof panels slide, and the side ladder ejects from its footing. The booth twists toward the forklift, the forks take side load, and the improvised platform folds in seconds as the area is secured and the lift is lowered to neutral. Never ever use a forklift or unfinished structure as a work platform. Use engineered access and proper fall protection gear instead. In a crowded store back room, one rushed drop onto a single box turns a tidy drop zone into moving hardware. Stock delivery in a tight prep area, tiled floor, step edge, ladder, yellow mat, and a blue hand truck left loose right beside the drop spot. A worker carries a heavy carton out, just trying to set it down fast. As the box is set down, it bumps the trolley. The hand truck rolls, pivots, and the frame whips upward into the airspace before wobbling away. Never ever leave loose handling equipment where a moving load can strike it. Park and secure the trolley first, then set the box down. In a packed pizza kitchen, one overloaded dough rack turns a quick move into a tip-over hazard. A tall wheeled rack stacked with trays of pizzas stands in the middle of the kitchen, wrapped in a loose plastic cover. A worker in a red apron grabs the side of the rack to pull it out of the way between the ovens and the prep counter. A high side pull shifts the rack's center of mass. The tall, top-heavy unit overbalances, wheels pivot, the frame tilts, and the upper section swings. Trays slide out under the plastic cover and spill across the floor, blocking the main walkway as the crew halts traffic and resets the area. Never, ever pull a tall loaded rack sideways from the top. Push low and steady, keep heavy trays low, and clear the route before you move it. On a live coil line, one quick tweak turns the coil face into a closing pinch zone. In a steel mill, a massive coil sits on a powered cradle. A worker in white coveralls and a yellow helmet crouches right in front of the coil face, reaching in with a hand tool to adjust a guide. The coil isn't blocked or pinned, the line is still energized, and there's no guard between his position and the load. The rollers nudge forward, and the coil starts to creep off the cradle. The gap in front closes rapidly as the face advances. The approach zone disappears in seconds while controls are pulled and the line is halted. Never ever work in front of an unsecured coil, lock out the drives, chock and pin the load, and make all adjustments from outside the pinch zone. A live coil on a powered cradle is stored energy waiting to move. If it isn't blocked, the space in front can turn into a pinch zone in seconds. Don't forget to share what you learned today in the comments. Your insight could save a life. Take care.